Hello and welcome to a Brit Reacts to Bollywood. And I have been looking for the last few weeks at a particular film, Rangila. I've really been enjoying that, and I will look at more of the film. I will review the film. But today I want to look at something that was suggested a while ago by another viewer, and that is the film MAQSAD. Now, this is something I've never looked at before. It's an 80s film, and apparently it really has some great sequences in it. Now, there's a great synopsis here. Rajesh belongs to a wealthy family and is the only son of Dharam Raj, who is an industrialist and partners with Naglingam Reddy, Nagendra and Dhanraj. Rajeshwar meets Bharati, who comes from a very poor family, and falls in love with her. So it's a very simple kind of plot, but it's got a lot of dynamics there, a lot of people. It's got the class difference there. It's got people from different tribes kind of thing falling in love in terms of their class. I really like this poster. This is a really classic kind of poster. I've never seen one quite like this, where you have the two couples embracing their partner there. Almost like they look like two awards that you might hold. It's a very interesting pose. But this poster, which came with the synopsis, is even more spectacular and memorable. Look at that. I just love the classic uncle hair and the leather jacket, the style, the fashions, the poses, they're classic dynamic, and you've got the women in this amazing dance posture, which is useful because we're looking at a dance today which involves these two women, and it's the song JAO NAAGRAJA. I think that's how you pronounce it, from my humble understanding. So it's got Sridevi and Jaya Prada in it, and of course maybe Rajesh Khanna as well. Let's take a look. I don't know what to expect of this because it's already quite an unusual looking film, even though the plot is quite traditional in terms of the subject matter and the kind of overcoming class and tribal and ethnic maybe differences, that kind of storyline. Let's take a look. Wow. Wow.
विष्णु को जगा दो, गगन पाताल हिला दो, आज प्रलय मचा दो रे। आ जाओ, नागराजा तुम आ जाओ,
Wow.
नागराजा तुम आ जाओ।
Oh, spectacular.
रक्षक हो तुम भक्षक बन के दिखाओ। काल रूप विकराल रूप भूचाल मचाते आओ। रक्षक हो तुम भक्षक बन के दिखाओ। जहर से जहर मरेगा, न पापी कोई बचेगा, करेगा तो भरेगा रे। बनो तुम विष की ज्वाला, हो दुर्जन का मुंह काला, सज्जन का रक्षण करो रे। आ जाओ, नागराजा तुम आ
Wow.
तुम अनंत डोले दिगंत हर सांस में एक तूफान है तुम भुजंग चले मौत संग तुम जहां हो जीत वहां है तुम अनंत डोले दिगंत हर सांस में एक तूफान है तुम भुजंग चले मौत संग तुम जहां हो जीत वहां है अरे भी दुष्ट दरिंदे आकर अपने पंजे हमको निगल ले खड़े
Oh my gosh.
सत्य की जीत करा दो धर्म का दीप जला दो धरती का बोझ हटा दो आ जाओ नागराजा तुम आ जाओ नागराजा तुम आ जाओ हजारों थन फुंकारे आओ भरते हुंकारे कंठ शंकर का छोड़ो रे आज विष्णु को जगा दो गगन पाताल हिला दो आज प्रलय मचा दो हे
I love it. There's so much to say about this. This is such a mind-bending thing, especially for a Westerner, I think, to watch. I'm desperately sad that I don't have a translation of the lyrics for this. Let me search for them quickly. Come on, thousands of fun sports. Come on, India, leave it to Kanth Shankar. Wake up Vishnu today and shake the sky. Make a disaster today. Come on. Make a lot of noise from time to time. You are the guardian, you are the protector. Show up by being an eater. You are the guardian, you are the protector. Show up by being an eater. Poison will die from poison and no sinner will be spared. So we'll do so, we'll fill it. Wow. This is a curious piece. This is an exceptional piece. There is so much dynamism to this, and it's such a simple soundstage because you've just got a room and some plinths, pillars. You've got these two women dancing, an incredible dance, very dynamic there. Jaya Prada and Sridevi. And you've got the two guys doing the classic thing of not moving but doing declarative statements and the singing and declarative movements. You've got incredible dynamism of the cinematography, capturing various angles of the dance around the room. It's very psychedelic. It really defeats the simplicity and the staginess of that particular empty room. And you've got the other people standing there, these sort of other characters and potential villains standing there and responding. And the use of the cinematography and the camera work really takes it to another level of excitement and dynamism that otherwise it would just look very much like a stage play. The shots back and forth to the pit of snakes is really unnerving and terrifying, and it's a really, again, a dynamic aspect of this storytelling. It actually, in terms of that kind of imagery, it reminds me very much, in a base, crude way, of the film Conan the Barbarian, because Conan encounters a sort of snake cult and a character who is a sort of shape-shifting snake who becomes a man and is a sort of villain in the story. So it's a very curious kind of comparable imagery, and obviously snakes have a much different meaning in terms of the Vedic history and literature and cosmology. So, you know, it's really interesting to me as a Westerner to see this from that perspective of it's so interesting, and I wonder what the snake imagery means in this film. I couldn't be sure on the pillars if there were images of snakes as well, and I know that there's a whole thing to do with Nagas in India with snakes. There's so much I really enjoy about this, and I think the song is amazing. It's an amazing song, and I think it's so wonderfully done, and it's so catchy, and it's so haunting. This is a really interesting film. I can tell that it's got some... It's dated in a sense with the characters and some of the stagey aspects of the villains and the good guys and the way they declaratively do this and that. But it was really powerful, and I think the dances are incredible by the female leads there. With the hairstyles and all of the stuff that you might see from your parents' generation, the sort of uncle and auntie kind of aspect. I think it's beautiful. I think I can't imagine how exciting it was to watch it when it first came out. There's so much more I could say about it, but the costume, everything, it's a great classic song, and I love the way it ends with the villain or some character shooting a pistol into the ceiling to kind of break the spell of their powerful song and dance. It's just a great classic storytelling trick. Kishore Kumar and apparently Asha Bhosle singing this. Wonderful. It's just wonderful, wonderful music making. If there's any more that you can tell me about the way the lyrics are structured, because I couldn't really understand what those lyrics, the English lyrics there, translation were saying. Let me know what they're getting at and what this temple aspect is. I'd love to hear your insight on this. Let me know. Wow. Should I look at more from this film? I know it's a classic film. It's a film that is from an era that most of you guys were either a baby or weren't even alive. I'm really intrigued what that film meant to people and what the storyline of some of that film is. Let me know. But I thought it was really well done, especially in terms of the staging and the resources available at that time. All right, I am your Brit reacting to Bollywood. I thank you all very much. Chin chin, cheerio.